Info Ninja. Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. Are you excited? Is the hair on the back of your necks standing up too? Are you as pumped as me and everybody else out there that Travis Kelce and his girlfriend, hold on, Tanya Swift got engaged? Oh yeah, that's right. Nothing else to worry about out there right now because Tanya Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged. Mr. Vaccine, liberal vaccine himself, and Tanya Swift got engaged. And now I've got some theories on this, and I've got a point to make that nobody has really talked about. Nobody's ever talked about this, and I think a movie needs to be made about it. Well, actually, a movie kind of already has been made about it, but we're going to get to that at the end. But let's talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Taylor's huge, right? A billionaire, apparently, and Travis makes tons of money playing football, so they're never going to need to worry about cash. So good for them. They can have a bazillion babies. But is Tay-Tay, is Swifty going to want to have a million babies? Is she going to want to lose that body? Now, I've never found Tanya Swift to be incredibly attractive. She's not a 10. Now, you throw in all of the cash, she gets close to being a 10, but then you throw in her political attitude and how she feels about things, and she drops far below a 10 very quickly. But I think she's pretty. I don't think she's got a bad body. I would not date her. I just don't think she's a supermodel. I'm just throwing that out there. But she has been very, very successful from humble beginnings to a billionaire. Good for her. That's an American success story. But I have some concerns, and I've talked about it before. Did she make a deal with the devil? How did she get to be where she was at? Travis Kelce clearly made a deal with the devil. Remember all of his Pfizer commercials? Pushing the vaccine during COVID. On the wrong side of history there, buddy. Wrong side of history there, Mr. Kelce. Mr. Vaccine Kelce. Very liberal mindset from what I understand, but I don't want to talk too much about it. I haven't done a ton of political research on Travis Kelce, but we know which way Tay-Tay leans. And an argument has been presented to me as it relates to Tay-Tay and what would happen, because Tay-Tay's got a lot of influence. Tanya Swift has a lot of ladies that do what she does. If she starts to wear a certain something or wash her hair with a certain something or vote a certain way, a lot of them follow her and vote the same way. And someone close to me made a good point, and I think it's worth bringing up and discussing because there's really two different views. So the view is that because of her influence, Tay-Tay gets impregnated by Travis Kelce. He scores a touchdown in the Swift end zone, and he plants himself one there, and they get a beautiful baby something, a boy or a girl. And that's going to be an issue later. We're going to get to that, the boy and the girl thing with Tay-Tay. But has herself a baby boy, and this changes her mindset as it relates to there only being two genders. This changes her mindset as it relates to some other issues related to women's rights and babies and all kinds of things. And she turns around, and by doing that, her influence makes other people want to have babies, and then they have the same experience. And many of the listeners of Tay-Tay Swift and the people, at least the ones that are the female ones that are influenced by her to the point where they would get pregnant, many of them are probably liberals and would vote the way she would say to vote, which is liberal. So remember, she was a big Biden supporter, but they would take the bait and have the baby and also experience the same change. And God can work good in any way he wants to work. And that's certainly one way that he could do it. And I'm sure that he would do it that way. So I can't disagree with that. But at the same time, if someone has to be coaxed into having a baby because they follow Tay-Tay, probably not the one you want as your parent. If you're the guy getting them pregnant, probably not the one you want as a partner welcome to hell. And I'm not talking about a hell because you live in a house with them. That'll be temporary. If that even happens, that'll be temporary before they divorce you or at some point destroy your life in some way. So a bunch of liberal women getting pregnant and kicking the man out and teaching the babies to grow up liberal might not be a great thing either. So maybe it's a wash as far as that goes. But honestly, I think there's going to be a betting pool out there. How long will this actually work? Now, the typical Hollywood weddings and marriages don't last too long, but maybe the trend is swinging in the other direction for these two because they kind of come from the more humble beginnings. They're not California kids, right? More country kids. So maybe they've got that Christian backbone, those Christian values, except when Tay-Tay talks about Christianity, it's not always very Christian. She's a little lost in that area. She's a little lost in the political realm as well. So marrying into this situation might not be as good. The argument also was made is that, because maybe Travis Kelce's family is maybe a little more conservative or a little more old school, a little more country, that would have a positive effect on Tay-Tay, on Tanya Swift. And my response to that is I think Tanya Swift's family has tried to have an effect on her because they're kind of old school, a little more country, a little more conservative, and that hasn't worked. But I said, think about this scenario for a second. Just let this scenario play itself out. Okay. So here's Tanya Swift. It's Thanksgiving or it's just a barbecue. Okay, it's a barbecue. Hey, come if you can. The family that's in the area, the few friends they want to invite, come if you can. And Travis and Taylor are there and they bring their new baby boy or girl with them and they're at the barbecue. And one of Kelce's family has the balls because it gets brought up somehow or whatever it is, but has the balls to stand up for God's word. And it's about the multiple genders because Tay-Tay believes there can be as many as, there want to be, and that boys can be girls and girls can be boys and that kids can make their decision. At least this is the last update from the Tay-Tay world. Tell me if I'm wrong. Leave it in the comments. So she feels this way, and one of Travis Kelce's family has the balls to bring it up and say, Tay-Tay, Tanya, that's not how it actually works. God told us he made man and he made woman. These people are confused and they really need the Lord, and you're wrong about that. Do you think that Taylor Swift is going to stop and go, hold on, wait a minute. You know what? You're right. Come here, Travis, come here, baby, come here. Hey, everybody, I've seen the light. And I just want you. No, that's not what Taylor Swift is going to do. She's going to throw her plate on the ground and go, Travis, get in the Hummer right now. We're leaving it. We're never coming back. I really don't know if this one's going to make it 8 months. I want it to. This is the funny version of me saying this, the trying to be funny, not serious. I don't want them to get divorced. I want them to be married, have Jesus as the foundation of their relationship. Pray for them, guys. Have Jesus as the foundation of their relationship, and have lots of babies that love Jesus and have lots of babies that have their brains on straight and don't want to vote for Joe Biden. So, yeah. Tay-Tay, the satanic stuff going on at her concerts. We've talked about that before. That's a rabbit hole we can go down again if you'd like to. Leave it in the comments. But that also worries me about her having babies. And I don't know if this is going to work. So all that aside, everybody's going to be talking about it, saying how great it's going to be. There's going to be a betting pool out there, by the way. Is it going to work, and how long until the divorce happens, or how long until she gets pregnant? That'll be a pool out there. But this is the big piece of the story. This is the one that there's a movie about. This is the big banger that I kept for the end. So this is the thing that I need to do a complete episode about this guy. This is the guy that nobody talks about, that they made a movie about, not about him, but about before this even happened, the movie came out, but it is about him. And it's crazy, but it's the guy that dated Taylor Swift. This is a great story, folks. The guy that dated Taylor Swift for 7 years before she hooked up with Travis Kelce. Now, there was like one guy for like 6 months that Tay messed around with, try to like get over the hump. This was her like rebound dude that she had in between the guy she dated for 7 years. And then Travis Kelce, there was a rebound guy, but 7 years you date somebody and then it breaks up. And then she's Taylor Swift. She's everywhere. She's on all the billboards. She's on TV, the Eras Tour. She's everywhere. And she goes from dating you to dating a Super Bowl hero, a big masculine man, even though he's kind of a cuck. I think in secret, behind closed doors, he might be into some freaky shit, man. I think something a little weird might be off with Travis Kelce, but maybe I'm wrong and I shouldn't say bad things about him or speak ill. But anyway, point being is that Travis Kelce, okay? That guy, he's not a little guy. He's a Super Bowl. He's a football player. He's got lots of money. So secretly, I think when we break up with someone, be it good or bad, we kind of hope that the next person has a little less money that your ex hooks up with and doesn't look quite as good. A little less in the looks department. You hope that you're better looking, that they're taking a step down when they leave you. And then you can take a step up. Somehow. I guess it's all in the mind. It's all subjective. But the guy's name is Joe Alwyn. It's Alwyn. He's an English actor and songwriter. He was Taylor Swift's boyfriend, with the relationship lasting from around 2016 to early 2023. He was in a few little movies you've never heard of, but he wrote several songs with Tay on her albums Folklore, Evermore, and Midnight under the pseudonym William Bowery. But that was her boyfriend. 7 years dated Tay, and then she becomes even more popular and becomes more Taylor Swift, and he was kind of a nerdy guy. Look at the pictures of him. You could probably find a side-by-side online of him and Travis Kelce, and look at the pictures, folks, and you will see what I'm talking about. She upgraded big time in certain areas, at least the way many people would perceive it. It's all subjective. So that's a story that needs to be told. I need to reach out to this guy and see if he'll do an interview. Maybe that should be my first big ask as far as an interview goes. I've only been doing this show for like 6 years now. It's time to get a celebrity on here bigger than Steve Snyder. Shout out. SteveSnyder.com. Check it out. He's got some neat comic books up there. I know you listen to the show, buddy, so that's a free shout out for you. But thanks for listening, folks. I really do pray that Tanya Swift and Travis Kelce have a successful engagement and wedding and do make babies, and people have babies, and it does help them turn around, and it becomes a lot of good things from this. But I'm giving it 8 months. Hi-yow! Info Ninja. If you liked what you heard, please give me a thumbs up, a comment, and a share. You can find us on X at Info Ninja Show, on Rumble, Truth Social, YouTube, and of course, anywhere podcasts are sold.